A happy Monday morning to you. I hope this finds you well. Today is a new beginning to a new week, and it is filled with lots of opportunities if we are aware, if we look for them. And new beginnings was the topic of conversation that I was given this morning before I started. And we're going to go with that. And I was reminded when I was doing it that every moment, every moment, if we choose for it to be, is a new opportunity, a new possibility. It's a new moment that we can choose again. A lot of times I think we get stuck in, well, this is the way it's been, and this is the direction that I've been going, and um, I have to keep going in that direction because I'm committed. When in reality, we can choose something different. And it's okay to choose something different. And in fact, when we are living in alignment with our true being, we will choose again. And we might make a complete about face sometimes, but I feel there are reasons for that, especially when we're following our intuition. And yeah, and this fell out at me. Giraffe, awakening. Look at things in a different way, and all will make sense. Don't worry if your progress is halted temporarily. Things will soon start moving again. Yeah, it's when we awaken to our power, our innate power, when we become empowered, that when we awaken to there being more possibilities, that's when we really step into our own power. And that's when we start hearing divine guidance. Three of Summer, hummingbird. You have an exciting reason to celebrate, such as an engagement, wedding, graduation, or birth announcement. Remember to cherish those you love. I think the message of cherishing those we love is the real point in that card. But how does that fit in with new beginnings? Mm, forgive. Even if something is askew between you and another, you can choose again. You can choose to forgive. You can choose to understand. You can choose to have compassion. You can choose to start again. Just because something occurred that set things on end and surrounded the situation with one particular energy, perhaps the energy of strife, the energy of conflict, just because that is the case at that time doesn't mean that it has to remain that way. Often it's our ego, our conditioned self, that grinds the wheels and runs the scenario over and over and over and over and keeps us in the frame of being offended, being hurt, being at odds with another. And sometimes, often, ego will convince us that if we change our mind, or if we make an about face, that we are weak, and that it's pride. Ego is, or pride is just our ego, and it's our conditioned self. And we can choose again. We can choose to have a new beginning. We can choose to heal a situation. 10 of Winter. Siberian Husky Dog says the end of a career path, project, or relationship brings feelings of mixed joy and sadness, relief and disappointment. Put aside your fears about these changes and trust that a brighter future awaits. I feel like that is still in line with the idea. Put aside your fears about these changes. Put aside your fears of what would it mean if I were the first to open up and make amends. A lot of times, well, ego views that as being weak, but a lot of times it does take the stronger person to reach out and want to heal a situation. It doesn't make you weak, and it doesn't admit guilt if you say, I'm sorry. Because I'm sorry doesn't necessarily admit guilt. It could be simply, I'm sorry we went through that. I'm sorry that we were at odds. And just an I'm sorry for the sake of wanting to heal a situation. A lot of times it does take the stronger individual to make the first step, to make the first move. And you can never guarantee what the reaction will be, but you made that step. You took that step. And it's our ego that doesn't want others to one up us, where it's our spirit, our innate inner being that desires peace, harmony, love, joy. That is what our inner being is. Those are the vibrations that our inner being vibrates at. The Hermit, Firefly. Take time for contemplation, to retreat and go within. Be a beacon for others on their path to spiritual enlightenment. Take time for contemplation. When, when you are in the midst of confrontation, it is easy to get wrapped up in that energy and to allow it to carry you through. And there's a lot of adrenaline involved, and it just pumps through our our body, the anger. And it's easy to go with the snowball and let it gain momentum and grow. It's really easy. But when we step back, stepping back takes real strength. Stepping back, removing ourselves from a situation, taking time for contemplation, to retreat and go within, that takes a lot of strength. And this is not the norm. It is not perceived being normal to retreat, to contemplate, to dig down deep. That is not the norm. Knee-jerk reactions have become the norm for us. And some could say that it's going with our instincts, our intuition, but our intuition, I feel, is more quiet, often more serene. And when we're able to get in touch with that voice, that little voice, and really dig down deep, a lot of times we'll see that the conflicts that we get into, we have given ego the wheel. It's not from our true, authentic being, our true inner being, our higher self, our vibing self. That self is here to experience. It is here to experience life in all its facets, even anger, even pride. These are things that are foreign to our inner being. And it is part of the human experience. But love, joy, peace, harmony, these things are more in line with our true selves. And the anger, anger is a really harsh energy. Conflict, really harsh. And again, foreign to our inner being. So when we do get in these, often it's good for us to take a step back and really contemplate if that is the best use of our energy. Is that really how we want to use our energy? I mean, we have an infinite amount of energy when we're turned in, tapped on, or turned in, tuned in, turned on, when we're connected. We are we have an infinite amount of energy. It just flows right through us. But when we're in our little self, our conditioned self, the energy doesn't flow as freely. So taking a step back, retreating, going within, see if that is the best use of our energy. Five of Winter, Collie Dog. Your current path isn't leading you toward the happiest possible outcome. So why not change it? Make that choice to change it. Always maintain integrity and compassion, but be alert to the hidden agendas of others. That awareness, awakening, the giraffe, awakening, and being aware of the energy of others. Just because we grow and evolve and work on ourselves doesn't mean everyone else is going to do that as well. So it is up to us to focus on us, because we cannot focus on anyone else. We cannot change anyone else. We cannot get anyone else to fall in line with our agenda for ourselves. That is their choice. But it is also our choice whether we desire to be in that energy or not, to be in their energy, because everything is energy. And when we're close to another person, our energy aligns, it entrains, it affects the other. And so it is up to us to make the decision for us whether the energy of others is what we want or what we desire to fall in line with. So we need to cultivate our sphere of influence. I think that was something that I discussed not too long ago, was that it's been said that we become like the 5 people that we spend the most amount of time with. And it behooves us to take a step back and look at those 5 people very carefully with a loving eye and a loving heart, of course. But we also have to look to see and make the decision whether their energy is in line with our energy and with what we desire for ourselves. So, yes, and that is the reading for today. And I will be back on Wednesday with another message from the crew. And I hope this has been helpful for you. And if you've liked this, please make sure to like it. So, until next time, dear friend, may you be well. Take care of yourself, and I will see you soon. Bye bye.